How are y'all doing today? My name is Canon Mikho, and this is episode 5 of Before We Work. I'm sorry I missed out on episode 5 of Friday because I was very sick. I called off work, no Before We Work. So that's how it works. But today, I got my iced cup of coffee, and it's early in the morning, so today I want to talk about one small topic or category, nothing too advanced, but simply I want to talk about my opinion on visually representing yourself in a way that promotes positive outcome. So the biggest disgruntle I have with professional fashion primarily comes, if you know me, you know this is my biggest issue. When individuals wear gym shoes with dress clothes, and it just doesn't look right. You can't wear dress pants, dress coat, dress shirt, a nice tie, hair slicked back, and then Jordans or Nikes. It's just no, it doesn't work. And it shows laziness, or rather financial inability, but primarily laziness, because you can go to a Goodwill and buy some for like $5-10. So I mean, if you really can't afford them, or if you have $5, if not cheaper, you can find them. So that's my biggest issue. Is people ask me, hey, I'm planning to, apply for jobs, and what tips and tricks can you give me? I always tell people, you gotta look good. You gotta wear, shoes. You gotta dress up. Don't wear a t-shirt. Unless you're Steve Jobs and you're a genius, then dress however you want, because at that point people won't pay for your clothes. They're not paying you for your clothes; they're paying you for your brains. So dress up however you want if you're a boy genius, but don't just wear whatever you want. You gotta look good. Go to YouTube. YouTube is a huge area or resource for looking up things. So. Look up men's fashion. There's this YouTube channel I follow. I'm forgetting the name, but it's basically this guy who just tells you like tips and tricks. He has a bunch of videos, got over 1 million subscribers. Just talks about like tips and tricks. 5 things you shouldn't do when getting ready for a job interview. 10 tips and tricks you shouldn't do with your dress clothes. 5 tips and tricks you should do with your jeans or khakis or whatever it is. But that's all he does. It's men's fashion. I think he's trying to expand it out to other things as well. So. Just you gotta look good, and I see that a lot in the professional field. Just people who don't look good, and you gotta give yourself a good image if you want to move on up in your life. In terms of your field, you gotta look the part as well. Another thing that people should do in terms of looking good professionally is BO. BO is body odor. You gotta have good body odor. You gotta shower. Can't come to work with oily hair that smells. You can't, if you sweat a lot, like myself, you got to put on deodorant. You got to put on body spray. You have to. I mean, it's just not right. I understand maybe if you've got medical issues, there are solutions. I know some people have very sensitive skin and can't use, specific types of colognes or perfumes because it gives them skin reactions. Well, there are substitutes out there for sensitive skins. There are colognes and perfumes that are specifically designed for people with extremely sensitive skin. So that's not an excuse. You have to dress the part. You've got to smell the part and look the part. Lastly, you have to act the part. You can't just walk in, to a job interview or to work and just be like, yo, what's good? How you doing, VP? How's everything going? VP, VIP, You can't do that stuff, And I did have a job where this guy used to use racial slurs when talking to his boss. And it was something that, he was a new hire, and it was something that, was obviously didn't fly by. You just can't, do that. Even if you're part of an ethnic group that primarily says it, you can't do it. Not in work. You gotta have professionalism. So if you come to your manager or boss, and you speak slang or you're not professional, just don't do that. Just keep it professional. I don't care how you are at home or with your friends. completely different person. How I am at work, almost day and night with how I am at home. I'm a jerk usually at work. If you mess up, I'll tell you. I'm a brutally honest guy at work. At home, I'm a little bit more, I hold myself back. I'm maybe annoying sometimes to my older brother. And I'm a very funny guy. I can be funny at work, but I'm usually that one guy where you come to me for help, and if I think you're doing something terribly wrong, I'll let you know how it is. So you got to make sure you keep those three in check when you're going for a job interview or when you're just at work. I mean, I don't see much of job interviews, but I do see a lot of day-to-day, work persona, personality, characteristics. You just have to present yourself in a way that is professional, especially if you want to succeed. Now, depends on what industry you're in. You have to respect the game. Depending where you're in. And if you're a rapper, for example, and you're traveling, obviously speak to however the hell you want to, but you got to watch what you're saying still. If you say something that's sensitive or might offend someone, you might appeal to the wrong type of crowd, or the crowd that you want to appeal to you may not like you, So any field you go in, you have to know what you're saying and what you're not saying, You got to you find controversial people. Sometimes they click, sometimes they really don't. Now, if you want to be that controversial person, it's up to you. But you really have to monitor the way you are, the way you communicate, the way you look, the way you smell, because it all leads to success. The successful people, they may have been lacking in one of those topics or areas, but they wrapped it all in at the end. Especially if you look at Steve Jobs, he may not have smelled the part or looked the part, but he brought something that substituted for those two. And if you can do that, power to you. But yeah, short little rant today, short little discussion today. Let me know what you guys think about dressing up. What's the number one pet peeve you have when it comes to fashion at work? Mine is, of course, the gym shoes with the dress clothes. Prom, junior high, interviews, jobs, work till this day. It doesn't seem to go away. I just hate gym shoes with dress clothes. Ladies, you all have the same issue too. I've seen it before. Believe it or not, I've seen a fully clothed woman in dress clothes. The whole 9 yards. The females. The female tux, or not the female tux, the female suit, white dress shirt, black dress pants, black suit, gym shoes. Like, come on, you can't do that. But anyways, that's my rant today for Before We Work, episode number 5. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. And again, I'm sorry about last week. I was sick. But this is Canon Mikho, aka Ocean Crash, signing out. Have a good day, guys. Peace.